Hero Mechs! Hero Mech! Oh god, it's like, I didn't realize I was on a volcanic planet. Holy crap, Hero Mechs though, yes, Hero Mechs everywhere. I am your host, Get Good Fox, and we're playing MechWarrior 5, and I'm showing you the asn-dd. Doing me dirty, actually. So the asn-dd is the nickname of a assassin known as the DarkDeath, and we're going to be doing, I'll be taking a look at this mission on a, what kind of mission am I doing? It is a beachhead. The beachhead mission. I figured it would be, just a little bit of a change of pace. I am doing a lower difficulty mission because this is a mech I'm not particularly confident in. It has extremely light armor, and as a result, I don't want our precious battle mech to be destroyed. It did me dirty with the 10 million C-bills. Like, the Firestarter Ember, it costed like 4 million, which is, got me some, or under attack. Anyways, let's talk about the physical characteristics of this mech and why I'm so worried about it. Well, it is an assassin, so that means it is a 40-ton mech. Remember that the mechs that are at the edges of their weight class, they have a tendency to kind of bleed into one another. And yes, this assassin has not changed that much in terms of its physical profile. It's a very fast mech. Our top speed is amazing. 113 kilometers per hour, incredibly fast by a medium mech, fast by even a light mech standards. However, this mech is definitely enhanced, and it has a endosteel superstructure and an ultralight. I just cannot hit this darn guy. Just need to hold the trigger down on him. It's gonna overload. So yeah, it has an extra light engine. And okay, whatever. We'll get that loot in a moment. I just need to clear this area out because you guys are just being jerks, to be honest. And I keep forgetting where I'm at. It has an ultralight engine and an endosteel superstructure, which actually is going to free up a large quantity of tonnage for the battle mech. And that's why it's able to carry a rather curious mix of weapons. Right now we're using its primary weapon, the AC-2, along with its supporting weapon, a pair of medium lasers. I feel like my allies, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys letting me fight these enemies by myself? You guys need to give me a hand. And then it also has a pair of LRM thugs. So I guess that's the power of one LRM-10. Let's see what we get. Give me something. Oh, God. That looked like a PPC. I gotta get moving. Gotta get moving. Gotta get moving. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. It's a Manticore. Go ahead and launch some missiles. Try to use a little bit of everything on this mech. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. This mech, as you can see from the scrambled up signs, it also comes with a Guardian ECM. And Guardian is the original, I don't know if it's genuinely original, but it is a recreation, basically a one-to-one recreation of the Star League ECM system, which was, it's the same thing, the Guardian ECM. So this mech is pretty kitted out. However, for all the good things it has, let me tell you one thing it doesn't have is very much armor. Battle mech has 160 armor, I believe, which is the opposite of a lot. It's actually very little armor, and it makes me very uncomfortable. I basically have to maintain a top speed. 160 armor is about what a fully armored Locust would have. A little bit more. It would have about 150 units of armor. So yeah, this is a very fragile mech. That is why we're doing a lower difficulty mission. I also chose this mission because I know these have a lot of mobility involved in them, and that's where this mech is really going to excel when it gets to play more the role of a, kind of a recon or a raiding mech. And I guess, here comes our backup. They're right here. Who are they dropping? They're dropping a Firestarter and a Locust, okay. And I guess also a huge swarm of helicopters. That's fine. They're good distractions. So the What can I say about this mech? It is interesting. It is very scary to use this mech. It's, you know, like 2 medium lasers is certainly strong. You know, it's a nice upgrade from the 1. I don't know what I feel about the LRMs. I mean, theoretically, they could be really annoying just for harassing enemies using the AC, basically the combined power of an LRM-10 and an AC-2 on a mech that can move 113 kilometers per hour. That could be really, really annoying, but I just... It's not the way I would want to play the mech, so, you know, we'll definitely be rearranging some things. Okay, here we go. This is where the LRMs might actually come into play. Launch the missiles! Yes! Get them with the missiles. What are my allies doing? Come on, like, I think most of these dragons should have LRMs. Like, I shouldn't have to do all this myself. Okay, I see that those are in the torso. Okay, now I gotta get out of here. Unfortunately, I am in a medium mech, so I cannot crash through the walls. But on the other hand, I should be able to bombard these guys with missiles, and those helicopters should be maintaining a very convenient lock on them. There, not good. Okay, that's pretty good. And I guess now all we gotta do is capture the base. Oh, okay. We captured the base. What next? Oh, okay. They're actually gonna send an attack wave. I'm just sitting here. I'm thinking like the mission was about to end because like there's no dialogue, there's no nothing. I don't even know. I mean, I guess we're kind of ambushing them, but at the same time, I can't really use my long-range weapons. You know what? I bet I could just backpedal and be plenty fast. Come on, what do you got here? Interesting, a Wolfhound. Let me just try using the long-range weapons, honestly. Unfortunately, that's the problem with walking backwards, is you gotta be able to look on the map to see where you're going, or just be in a really wide open area. I mean, this is okay, I guess, you know. Not sure what I think about an AC-2, but I mean, at the same time, it's not terrible. I mean, we are able to, you know, like, I think this is okay. I think this is decent damage for a mech of its size. Although that locust, you know, he squished him. I mean, it's a locust, so let me not pat myself on the back, but I don't know. It's hard for me to say about this mech. It's like, I don't know. It's a mech. I'll just leave it at that. Alright, boys, welcome back to the system of Kurgan. Unfortunately, no hero mechs for sale this time around. Basically, it's just hero mech central at the moment. So here is the asn-dd, I can't even remember what it stands for now, the dark something. I'll remember in a moment. As you can see, it has like this very kind of, I'm thinking it's like, let me see if we can take a look at its paint job. It looks like it's a combination of kind of gray, darker gray, and then just a little bit of this kind of pale blue-gray trim. Pretty neat, you know. Like I said, it shows you the value of not truly using black as a color, because you're able to use gray, and then you can have these darker gray stripes on top of the fairly dark gray. So, you know, it's not bad. Anyways, let's take a look at the equipment. So here are the stats: 160 armor, which is precariously light. The speed is 113.4 kilometers, so very, very quick. Primary weapon system is this AC-2 in the right arm. There is a medium laser in the head and the left torso. We can see, oh, it's right on top of it, right there. Kind of an interesting place for the laser. And then it's got a pair of LRM-5s. The ammo for the LRM-5s, it has 1 ton of it, is in the same torso section. And the ammo for the AC-2 is also in the arm. Oh, I didn't even realize. I didn't even jump once, but yeah, it's got a whole buttload of jump jets, and then over here we've got our Guardian ECM, which is basically the fully realized version of the prototype electronics warfare suite. Hold on a second though, let's see what we can do. Okay, so I know this is gonna make some people mad, but the rules are the rules. This is gonna make people mad. I have decided to go from the Guardian ECM into the prototype electronic warfare countermeasure. Why is this going to make people mad? Because the Guardian ECM weighs 1.5 tons, and the primitive version is 3.5 tons. So we are basically just for the sake of me holding to the rules, we are putting on something that is 2 tons heavier and is less powerful. Like, the actual jamming capabilities of this are also weaker. So this is better in every single way, except that it's harder to find. So, but we gotta follow the rules. Them are the rules. That said, because this mech is a big, fat phony, it is not a... The mech does exist in the story, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, because the mech is a big phony, I decided it would be okay if I redesign it into basically anything I want, regardless of the original intent of the mech, because the mech doesn't technically exist in this format. So this is what we went with. By removing all of these jump jets, all 7 of them, and downgrading the AC-2 into a machine gun, we freed up a humongous amount of space, which more than compensated for the electronic warfare countermeasures, the 2-ton increase. Initially, I maxed out the armor, but I found, I don't think this mech needs it. Like, my Jenner runs at about 224 armor, and this mech we can basically treat as a Jenner. It's 5 tons heavier, but it has the same running speed, the same agility, so let's just basically pretend like this is a Jenner. So what we did was swap out the LRMs, and now I know you guys are going to like this, on the other hand. An SRM-6 and an SRM-4. Went for the split between them just because, it doesn't matter. Like, just mix and match them into whatever works. This worked because with 2 SRM-6s, I felt like I'd have to put in 2.5 tons of SRM ammo, because we've got 2 tons here. I felt like I'd have to put a half ton in. I could still basically, if we want to do it, like, we could put a half ton of this in, and we could put in we'll put in a half ton of this, and then I could finagle a little bit of armor off. But let's just play it safe, no reason. It's just 2 missiles. It's okay. We're not gonna die because of 2 missiles. Anyways, we got big firepower here with an SRM-10, and then we have some sustained firepower with the pair of the small lasers. We are a little bit vulnerable to helicopters. I mean, we are fast enough to get right underneath them, and the machine gun could mow them down up close. But for the most part, I think I'm just not going to care about the helicopters, because this is a huge amount of firepower, and the combination of small lasers, machine gun with the SRMs, it should just absolutely butcher enemies. You might wonder, why did I go for small lasers instead of flamers? Small lasers only weigh 1/2 of a ton, and this was a mech where I felt like I wanted every single ton had to be for something, because we're cutting it close. Otherwise, if I wanted the flamers, I could probably drop one of the SRM-6s into a 4, and then go for 1.5 tons of ammo, and then I could fit the flamers on. But yeah, I think we've seen plenty of flamers. Let's give small lasers a chance. Now let me tell you something, fellow mech warriors. When I think of a battle mech called an assassin, there's no way that I wouldn't think an assassination mission would be inappropriate for a mech known as an assassin. So we're going to be assassinating a very evil, villainous, just the local Federated Commonwealth bad man that has to be brought to justice. And so I'm going to be deploying. Oh, looks like we can also get some kind of some thingy that we apparently need. And here is the team. This mission is higher difficulty, 38, so we're able to drop the 230 tons. I feel pretty confident in this mech. I don't mind going against mechs that are quite a bit larger than me. I feel the design for this mech is very sensible, especially because I have a 10 out of 10 in evasion. Anyways, I wanted to bring our fastest mechs that are fairly tough, so I'm bringing along with me the Dervish Frenzy and both of our champions, because they run at 81 kilometers, which is still rather slow compared to the 113, but it means when I maintain pace with them, they're not going to lag behind, and my massive speed will allow us to lead our mechs into battle and open up space for the missile barrage from the Frenzy, at least Theoretically, that is hopefully what will happen. Alrighty. Oh man, look at the weather. Just what a beautiful day for massacring some villain, and at the same time, like, not even giving him proper respect. We're just going to be talking about history and stuff in the middle of massacring this fool. Oh, looks like the first thing we'll be doing is grabbing this thingamajig. Alrighty, so here we are. Looks like, oh my god, it's a whole bunch of enemies that I am vulnerable. Wait, if I could get them now, I could get them before they could. Haha! Oh wait, I could use the machine gun. I can use the machine gun on them. Yes, there we go. Even a wimpy helicopter's no match for the machine gun. Wait, where's the thing that I'm looking? Okay, here we go. All right, so the asn-dd. This is a semi-canon battle mech because it is a battle mech in the lore. It does in fact exist. However, it has some equipment that basically there is no indication in the lore that the DarkDeath assassin is any different than your standard everyday assassin. For all intents and purposes, the real DarkDeath was just a normal everyday assassin. Now, the DarkDeath has a pilot with a name. His name was Dale Sandstrom, not Sandstorm, like the song by Voodoo and Saran. Was it Voodoo Sandstrom? Was it Darude or Voodoo and Saran? Pretty sure it was Darude. Anyways, the point is that the guy's name is Dale Sandstrom, and he was a MechWarrior for the Free Worlds League. And originally, he was the pilot of an archer. However, his archer was completely totaled and without a battle mech, because you guys remember in the history. So, like, one of the things you got to understand about BattleTech is that the video game doesn't really give you a good idea of what the lore of the game is like. Battle mechs are kind of hard to get your hands on, and when your battle mech is totally destroyed, there's a good chance that you don't have another battle mech, and as a result, you get relegated to the infantry. And that's exactly what happened to him. Eventually, though, he would have a stroke of luck. He would find the remains of a functional damage. He certainly had to renovate it, but let's not squish him with my feet. I want to make sure I don't take any damage. This mech has more armor, but still not a whole lot of armor. I'm not going to run into, I can't circle strafe around him, so I'm just going to joust with this guy a bit. And try to stay in range of him in order to jam him with the ECM. Just because, so the ECM does reduce the accuracy of the enemy computer characters. So it is a good idea to that's actually part of the reason why I wanted the DarkDeath to be a close-range battle mech so we could make use of it. Anyway, so Dale was able to get his hands on a new assassin, well, not a new one, but, an assassin that wasn't totaled, and he's basically spent all of his life savings on renovating, refitting, and becoming a MechWarrior again. Oh, here we go. We got ourselves a more worthy opponent, found ourselves a Cataphract. Oh, and that's our assassination target, or one of them? I don't know how many of them we're actually going after, but I'm going to go in here and start thinning out these. I'm going to sick all of my lance mates on him. Anyway, so Mr. Mr. Sandstrom would basically get his hands on the assassin, renovate it, spend all of his life savings on it, and become, instead of a Free Worlds League MechWarrior again, he decided to strike out as a freelancer, which is kind of like a less coordinated mercenary, kind of a soloing kind of guy. And overall, his career went pretty well. He scored a lot of kills. Apparently he charged decent fees. Like, he was known to be a fairly expensive. What is my? It's. Why isn't my machine gun firing constantly? Like, look at this. I'm holding the button down, but my machine gun doesn't want to fire. What is wrong with my machine gun? Look, it's only I'm holding the button down. That is so weird. Oh, I should probably be helping, shouldn't I? But yeah, so he had a hit. Oh, God, please don't blow up my own guys. Hold on a second. Whatever. I'm going to trust them to have it. I'm going after this mech over here. But yeah, so he became a freelance MechWarrior, and his career went pretty well. He charged pretty high prices. People actually hired him, and he got a lot of kills. Like, he had like a really good career. However, his career would come to a rather abrupt end when, being basically a freelancing bounty hunter, he ran into, ironically, none other than the bounty hunter. And when I say the bounty hunter, those of you who know the lore will know exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about, well, the bounty hunter. No one knows his name. People just call him the bounty hunter. The bounty, and so you say, who is the bounty hunter? Well, first off, this is the end of Mr. Dale's story, because running into the bounty hunter is very deadly. You know, you typically die. Like, the bounty hunter is possibly, he's up there. You know, if you ask who is the greatest MechWarrior, the bounty hunter could make a pretty good argument for it being him. So yeah, running into the bounty hunter, he died. That was the end of Dale Sandstrom. As violent as the bounty hunter is, he won't kill you. He's not like necessarily an evil person. So I'm guessing they must have gotten, you know, I don't know the details of why the bounty hunter killed him. I cannot possibly imagine that the bounty hunter was after Dale, because Dale is too much of a small fry for it to really matter. So I'm guessing what happened, and like I said, I don't know, this is an assumption, because there's really not much story around Dale, to be honest, is I'm guessing maybe they ran into each other and Dale decided to act like a tough guy. Normally when you run into the bounty hunter, the reaction is, oh my god, is that the bounty hunter? And then you, like, your heart stops and, like, your blood goes down to, like, 60 degrees. And you're basically like, oh god, it's the bounty hunter. Like, this is the closest I've been to death in my life. And so I'm guessing, like, he did not listen to his instincts that said, try to get the bounty hunter's autograph and leave him alone. He probably tried to, like, duke it out with him, fight with him, argue with him, and then the bounty hunter probably did, like, jumped in the air in his, like, iconic Marauder, did a 360 no-scope, and shot the DarkDeath's head off. That's probably what happened. You know what's funny, though, is that, according to the history when I read his story, it doesn't explicitly say that he was taken out by the bounty hunter. What it said is that the DarkDeath ran across a certain Marauder in green paint with money symbols all over it. And I'm like, okay, it's clearly the bounty hunter. Like, that is... The bounty hunter paints his mech to look like money. It's got, like, a cash green color. Like, you know, dollar bill cash green color scheme. And then it has, like, a bunch of, like, money symbols. You know, like, you know, not dollar symbols, because that's not the way. Actually, we can see it right there. That symbol there in the top right corner. That is the symbol of a C-bill, the Comstar. Oh, you can see we managed to rebuild our money. But yeah, he's got those painted all over his mech in gold. And that's because, you know, like, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the bounty hunter. That's a story for another time. But suffice to say, the bounty hunter is, like I said, one of the greatest mech. He's basically like a character like Achilles or Hercules or Hector or Ajax or Odysseus. Like, he's basically a living legend in his time. Everyone knows who he is, and as a result, Mr. Dale Sandstrom should have just played, you know, Sandstorm on full blast and swoosha woosha wooshooed out of there and left the bounty hunter alone. And maybe he and the DarkDeath would be around to continue charging high prices for his freelancing skills. Anyways, there you go. So, I thought the mech was quite powerful in this design. Yes, obviously with double heat sinks and the Guardian ECM, it could be even more powerful. Maybe you could fit the AC5 on it or something. But I think even despite this essentially downgrade for you know, not using any lostech, the mech is super strong, very deadly, super fast, absolutely is going to dominate against similarly sized mechs. And honestly, larger mechs are going to have a devil of a time getting a lock on it, especially if you've leveled up your evasion. And the specific design of the weapons, the double SRM packages with the very accurate machine gun and laser, it's going to let you drill through the center torso of larger mechs very quickly, or at least like shear off an arm. Like in the example of a Victory, you might be able to just quickly shear off its AC-20 and leave it there, but very powerful mech. Was it worth 10 million C-bills? You know, maybe. It's actually pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the Ember, but it is definitely super, super good. Well worthy of the title Hero Mech. Anyways, what would you have done with the DarkDeath? Let me know down in the comment section if it made you mad. See the electronics warfare package, and I successfully predicted that it would cause anger. Let me know down in the comment section. But until next time, boys, like the video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future MechWarrior 5 Heroes of the Hemisphere, rags to riches content, and of course remember that you don't have to be good to get good.